I can't believe it's not butter. Kate and Leopold, released in 2001 and is directed by James Mangold, who has also directed such films like Copland, Girl Interrupted, Walk the Line, Pretend to Yuma, The Wolverine, Logan, and the soon-to-be-released fifth entry in the Indiana Jones franchise, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And this movie is starring Meg Ryan, Hugh Jackman, Liev Schreiber, Breckin Meyer, Natasha Lyonne, Philip Bosco, and Bradley Whitford. And the reason why we're talking about Kate and Leopold today is because it was a PayPal recommendation and donation from a staple on this channel. He strikes again. You've heard his name a lot this past week. Dr. Camp, thank you very much for this recommendation. I also know Disney 65 fan. You recommended this many years ago, but Dr. Camp, he did send in the PayPal recommendation, so I do have to give him the official shout out. If any of you out there also want to be like Dr. Camp and help support me and help contribute to this channel, you can hit the PayPal link that is in the comments of this video. You can send me your movie recommendation with your donation, and if you do that, I'll give you a little shout out just like what I did with Dr. Camp here. And Kate and Leopold, oh my gosh, it's just proof that Hugh Jackman is so goddamn charming. I think anyone just goes for anyone with a British accent. If anyone has a British accent, they immediately become sexier. And I wish I had one, but sadly I don't. I have this stupid American Midwestern accent that everyone probably listens to this video goes, ew, God, his voice, so frickin' annoying and nasally. Nah, don't you know? The film tells the story of Leopold, who is the Duke of Albany in the 1800s. But one day he follows a strange character to the top of the Brooklyn Bridge, both of them accidentally falling off supposedly to their death. And a major plot twist happens where both characters wake up in present-day New York City. So now Leopold is a major fish out of water going from the 1800s to all of the pleasant people that inhabit New York City nowadays. And one of them is a hard-working businesswoman named Kate, played of course by Meg Ryan. And even though she's not looking for love, she's about to find it in the arms of this dashing British person. It's funny, you say the name Meg Ryan and you immediately know what this movie is. Oh my God, this is a romantic comedy. She is going to be this hardworking person who only has her career on the mind, but then all of a sudden stumbles across this charming and beautiful man and falls in love with him, and now she has to make the decision between the handsome man with the British accent and her ever-growing career in marketing. It's really the dilemma that we're all looking for, right? I wish I could make the decision between a dashing British man and my career in marketing, because that would mean I actually make money. And it would also mean that Hugh Jackman is interested in me, so I guess there's win-win there. I wish I was Meg Ryan in real life from this movie. God damn it. This is one of those movies that I've heard so much about, and I've heard this title of this movie so many times, but it's one of those things that I've just never gotten around to watch. Probably because when this movie was coming out, you know, I was a freshman in high school, or I was in middle school, and romantic comedies, that's not for me, that's for chicks, and I'm not a chick, I'm a bro, man. But as I've gotten older, I've come to love romantic comedies, at least certain ones, if they're done well, and if they're done not so formulaically and stereotypically. This one, I feel, really tries not to fall into that formulaic romantic comedy, and they even call it out in the movie where they talk about romantic comedies and how they always play down this one long path and do all these things typically. And in its trying to break away from that trope, it finds itself falling into that trope a lot. I guess the only difference here is that it's a charming Hugh Jackman who is just so frickin' charming, and it's like, yeah, once you see him and you see him in feature films, you go, yeah, how did we ever do movies without this guy? Of course, he is a movie star. He comes on screen, you go, yep, you belong in movies. Why haven't you been in movies up until this point? You need to be in movies. And Jackman was just establishing himself here in the States and here in the mainstream audience. Just before this movie was released, he had starred in X-Men, which was one of the jumping off points to starting us down this long superhero craze that we find ourselves in nowadays. And here he is proving that he's not just a one-trick pony who can work out and just be an action guy. No, he can also be a hilarious romantic actor as well. It's also weird knowing that I know he's not British, he's Australian, so just hearing the British accent on him. Basically, the Australian accent is a Boston accent for an American accent, so to know that he has the Boston accent of British people trying to upscale himself to a proper British accent, it's a little strange for me. But he ends up pulling it off. God damn it, he's so frickin' charming. I've said that like 50 times in this review already, but it's so goddamn true. And Meg Ryan is doing what Meg Ryan did best. This is what she is known for. She is known for being the ingenue in any of these romantic comedies where she is so career-driven and career-focused, not looking for love, but it always hits her in the face, every single one of these characters. Was this the last one that she ever did? Was this the last romantic comedy that she ever was a part of? I feel like it was. I feel like after this movie, we heard nothing from her. I could be completely wrong on that, and I could do my research, but I'm not going to do that because I'm a very simple movie reviewer. And while it is very easy to be hypnotized whenever Hugh Jackman comes on screen, I am not feeling initially their chemistry with each other. They both have great comedic timing, and in the scenes at first when they're just starting out and they're just introducing themselves to each other, I like them, but I'm not feeling any romantic chemistry between them up until the point where we hear Kate's brother in the film say like, "Whoa, wait, you like my sister?" And I was like, what? That, really? I mean, I guess it's a given, it's in the frickin' title of the film, but I was not feeling that at all. And then all of a sudden we go down these lovely romantic holidays that they take over a short little weekend. I just wasn't feeling the chemistry. And maybe I am the only person in the world, I probably am, but I'm sticking true to my feelings and my emotions and my gauges. I just wasn't feeling it. And then the whole plot point with Liev Schreiber is definitely forgotten for the majority of this film because we need to establish this romantic comedy bit, but we're also having this major sci-fi plot line that if we keep this character in the main story could totally ruin the whole thing, so let's take him out and let's put him in an insane asylum for some reason. I mean, I know the reason is to get him out of the way up until where we need him back for like the last 30 minutes before, you know, it's the last chance they could do the thing, or else they'll be in here forever and it's going to change the world forever, and you can't have that. When this movie focuses on the romantic comedy side, I think it's great, and I think it's a pretty solid film. It's when it's sprinkling all of this sci-fi crisis, Back to the Future shit that it kind of gets lost and it's a little out of its depth. It's like this romantic comedy got really bored with itself and wanted to be something new and something different, and then tried to be a sci-fi picture because they just love sci-fi films, and tried to be it and failed miserably, so then it was like, okay, I'll just settle for being romantic comedy because that's who I am, and that's what I'm really good at. Oh my god, I just explained the plot of the Emoji Movie. What the fuck is wrong with me? Kate and Leopold, I think, is a solid romantic comedy. I don't think it's anything great or grandiose, but when you watch it, it does put a smile on your face throughout it. Seeing Hugh Jackman establishing himself in the mainstream Hollywood media, and he's just great. He's fantastic, and yeah, it was a pretty solid, okay time. I'm gonna give Kate and Leopold 3 out of 5 Blu-rays.
Not exactly what I had in mind, but not bad.
So guys, if you've seen Kate and Leopold, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, then comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you all the next time I'm releasing my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.